The room was quiet, save for the soft rustling of papers and the occasional cough. It was a small gathering, a community event in a modest church hall, where the walls were adorned with handmade posters and the scent of fresh flowers filled the air. At the front of the room stood a young woman, her presence commanding yet gentle. Her name was Karoline Leavitt, a rising political figure known for her unwavering faith and bold leadership. She had just finished speaking about unity, freedom, and the importance of standing firm in one's beliefs. The audience, a mix of families, students, and local leaders, listened intently, their faces reflecting a mix of admiration and curiosity. Karoline wore a simple yet elegant outfit, a tailored blazer, a crisp white blouse, and a delicate gold necklace with a small cross pendant. The necklace caught the light as she moved, its simplicity belying its profound significance. To most, it was just a piece of jewelry. But to Karoline, it was a symbol of her faith, her identity, and the strength that had carried her through life's toughest moments. As she opened the floor for questions, a small hand shot up from the front row. It belonged to a little girl, no more than 8 years old, with wide eyes and a curious expression. Karoline smiled warmly and pointed to her. "Yes, sweetheart. What's your question?" The girl stood up, clutching a stuffed bunny in one hand. Her voice was soft but steady as she asked, "Miss Karoline, why do you wear that necklace? Is it special?" The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Karoline, waiting for her response. It was a simple question, innocent even, but it carried a weight that no one could have anticipated. For Karoline, the necklace was more than just an accessory. It was a testament to her journey, her values, and the faith that had guided her every step of the way. She knelt down to the girl's level, her expression thoughtful. "That's a very good question," she said, her voice warm and inviting. "This necklace is very special to me. It's not just a piece of jewelry. It's a reminder of who I am and where I come from." The girl tilted her head, her curiosity piqued. "Can you tell me the story behind it?" Karoline smiled and nodded. "Of course. Would you like to hear it?" The girl nodded eagerly, and the room leaned in, captivated by the unfolding moment. Karoline stood up, her gaze sweeping across the room as she began her story. "I was born in a small town," she said, her voice carrying the weight of memories. "My family didn't have much, but we had each other, and we had our faith. This necklace was a gift from my grandmother. She gave it to me when I was about your age," she said, looking at the little girl. "She told me that it was a symbol of God's love and protection, and that no matter where life took me, I would always have His guidance." She paused, her fingers gently touching the cross. "When I was younger, I didn't always understand what that meant. I was just a girl with big dreams. I wanted to make a difference, to stand up for what I believed in, even when it wasn't easy. But life has a way of testing us, doesn't it?" The girl nodded, her eyes wide with curiosity. "There were times when I felt alone," Karoline continued, her voice softening. "Times when I wondered if I was strong enough to face the challenges ahead. But whenever I felt that way, I would hold this necklace and remember my grandmother's words. It gave me strength." She smiled, her eyes distant as she recalled those early days. "I remember one particular moment, when I was in high school. I was running for student council, and some of the other kids didn't think I could do it. They said I was too young, too inexperienced. But I believed in myself, and I believed in the values I stood for. This necklace reminded me to stay true to who I was, no matter what others said." The girl listened intently, her stuffed bunny forgotten in her lap. "Did you win?" she asked. Karoline chuckled softly. "I did. And it wasn't because I was the most popular or the most experienced. It was because I stayed true to my values and worked hard. This necklace," she said, holding the cross gently, "was a constant reminder to never give up, even when things got tough." The girl looked down at her stuffed bunny, then back at Karoline. "Do you ever take it off?" she asked. Karoline shook her head. "Not really. There were times when I thought about it," she admitted. "When I was younger, I wanted to fit in, to be like everyone else. But then I realized that being different isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's what makes us unique. This necklace is a part of who I am. It reminds me of my roots, of the values I was raised with, and of the faith that has guided me through every step of my journey. She knelt down again, her eyes meeting the girl's. Do you have something that's special to you? She asked. The girl thought for a moment, then nodded. My grandma gave me this bunny, she said, holding it up. She said it's for courage. Karoline smiled. That's wonderful. It's important to hold on to the things that remind us of who we are and where we come from. They give us strength, especially when things get tough. Karoline stood up, addressing not just the little girl but everyone in the room. Life is full of challenges, she said. There will be people who don't understand you, who try to bring you down or make you feel like you don't belong. But you must never let anyone take away what makes you unique. Your faith, your values, your dreams, these are the things that define you. She touched her necklace again, her expression thoughtful. This necklace is more than just a symbol of my faith. It's a reminder of the battles I've fought, the obstacles I've overcome, and the strength I've found in God's love. It reminds me to be kind, to be compassionate, and to stand up for what I believe in, even when it's not easy. The room was silent, the weight of her words settling over everyone like a warm blanket. Even the little girl seemed to understand the gravity of what Karoline was saying. As Karoline finished speaking, the room erupted into applause. The little girl smiled shyly, clutching her bunny as if it had taken on new meaning. The adults, many of whom had been moved to tears, nodded in agreement, their respect for Karoline evident in their expressions. But the impact of her words didn't end there. As the event concluded and people began to leave, the little girl approached Karoline once more. Miss Karoline, she said, her voice barely above a whisper, thank you for telling us your story. I'll never forget it. Karoline knelt down again, her eyes filled with warmth. Thank you for asking such a thoughtful question, she said. Remember, no matter where life takes you, always hold on to the things that make you who you are. And never be afraid to share your story with the world. The girl nodded, her eyes shining with determination. I won't, she promised. If you love this story, kindly subscribe so you never miss